Welcome back, everyone. Here we are again, back in our happy home here at Cruise1st TV. Good to see you again. Don't forget we're here every day on Sky 681 from early doors right the way through until 10 p.m. And you can watch all day and all night on the website and YouTube channel too. It's time to turn on the glam in this show as we set sail with celebrity and go globe-trotting for next year and in 2026 with wonderful classic drinks and Wi-Fi on the menu, low deposits and upgrade offers too. So we'll be living it up in Australia with a stay in Sydney and a cruise on the edge up the Queensland coast to the Great Barrier Reef for next October. And we've got the cruising hotspots of Turkey and Greece in our sights for a 10-night celebrity infinity cruise for April with a stay in Athens with classic drinks and Wi-Fi included on the cruise. So don't move and I'll give you all the details. First up though, we're going off to the Far East and the many wonders of Indonesia, Malaysia and Thailand on a brilliant 19-night package for the start of 2026, whenever that is. We're going to fly you first from the UK out to beautiful Bali. The big game show jackpot prize is yours as part of this trip for a 5-night relaxing hotel stay. Ah, they were the days. Do you remember things like Bullseye and The Price is Right and all those kind of things? The biggest prize was a holiday in Bali. Well, you've got a 5-night fabulous hotel stay in Bali as part of this holiday package, and you will love it. And you'll understand why so many people have just dreamed of being here, because it really is another world. It's a complete haven. It's a wonderful, calm and friendly place full of just paradise all over the place. Art villages, monkey forests, there's all sorts to go and explore in Bali, and you've got plenty of time to do it over 5 nights before we cruise Celebrity Millennium. And we're going to be cruising out of Benoit in Bali for 12 fabulous nights with drinks and Wi-Fi included, which is very nice. And you know what, as soon as you step on board a celebrity ship, you instantly feel like, that's it, I've arrived, this is beautiful, everything is smart and gorgeous and, you know, way beyond what you expect. If you've never stepped on board Celebrity before, and it was quite a few years into talking about Celebrity until I first stepped onto one of their ships, and I was completely and utterly bowled over by just how smart and beautiful and relaxed and calm and sophisticated, yet not stuffy, not formal, didn't feel like it was beyond me. I felt very, very comfortable there. The staterooms and the beds, honestly, it is worth a mention because the beds on board celebrity ships are, they are just amazing. I mean, I don't know what it is about them. I'm guessing they were very, 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 very expensive. But you just kind of sink into them and float away. And you think, oh, actually, if I could get this bed in my suitcase, you'd never be seeing it again. Celebrity. They're amazing. And then every time you go to one of the restaurants, you just think, I mean, the menu choices, they all just look so, so tempting. And when the dish arrives, you know, sometimes when you go into a restaurant and you see a lovely description for a dish, and then when it arrives, you think, oh, that didn't quite live up to the, you know, the sell in the menu. With Celebrity, everything that's served at your table, you just think, this is delicious. This is amazing. And if you only eat at the main dining restaurants right the way through the cruise, you will have eaten some of the finest foods and a lot of things that, you know, we just wouldn't eat every day because they'd feel like a bit too much of an extravagance. You should see their desserts as well. They are stunning. And what Celebrity do really, really well is they just have this lovely mix of beautiful spaces, all very, very design led, and everything is done very, very smartly. You know, if you go to a new boutique hotel and you see the way they've got, you know, the smart guys behind the bar, guys and girls behind the bar, you know, mixing up the cocktails absolutely from scratch, really taking care and attention. Well, that's Celebrity through and through, let me tell you. That's their very base level. They are incredible as a cruise line, and not anywhere near the kind of price tags you would expect this kind of luxury to be coming in at as well. This is lovely. And another lovely part of the world to go and explore as well, because remember, We're cruising out of Bali. We've just enjoyed 5 nights in a hotel there, and then we've stepped things up a gear, and then off we go cruising. First of all, to Lombok in Indonesia, which is like Bali's little sister, if you like. Very, very unspoilt here. Very laid back indeed, and just fascinating, culturally fascinating. Selakan Bawang, same thing here. You're looking at landscapes that are unspoilt. They've not been taken over by, big cityscapes. They are just authentic Indonesia. Amazing. Next couple of days at sea, and then we're into Kuala Lumpur. Now, Kuala Lumpur's a bit of a different story, actually. Very, very big, bustling city, but with really historic sites. As you can see there, the Batu Caves there, and you've got a lovely bird park to go and see the flamingos too, which would be quite nice to do. Into Penang now. Again, we're going back, almost turning our page to yesteryear here in somewhere like Penang. Full of wonderful temples and historic buildings, wonderful landscapes here. There'll be lots of tours on offer to you from Celebrity as well, to go and take in some of this beautiful wildlife and countryside while you're in places like Langkawi as well, which is well known for lots of people liking these mangrove tours, where obviously you take, one of these smaller, older boats and just cruise along the mangroves. What an amazing experience to go and do. Now, Phuket is next in Thailand. Now, this needs an overnight, so you're there for 2 days, which is lovely. It also means you can enjoy somewhere like this of an evening, because, of course, you can do your sanctuaries and temples and your hot spots during the day, and then go and enjoy a lovely restaurant or some nightlife in the evening as well, which is a nice thing to do along a cruise. You'll finish your cruise in Singapore, and that's will then fly you back to the UK. Of course, if you want to add a stay in Singapore, we can absolutely do that for you. It's not a problem. But I love the fact that this is 2 holidays in one. It's a really nice balance as well, actually. Flying out to Bali. Not many of us have been to Bali before, let alone spent 5 nights there just relaxing, enjoying massage and, fabulous beaches, great, wonderful forests and, tour opportunities you've got there. And then this fabulous cruise. And this fabulous cruise, you really come back from something like this and think, okay, I've travelled. I've got a story to tell about this holiday. Lots of stories, not just photos, wonderful mementos and, shopping and things like that. You'll love it. And 5-star new luxury all the way on your cruise with Celebrity, and you'll love it. Now, our package price that I'm about to give you includes your holiday in Bali, of course. So the flight to Bali, 5 nights in a hotel there, and then you've got your 12 nights on Celebrity Millennium, cruising out of Benoit, which is the port in Bali. Classic drinks and Wi-Fi are on the menu and part of your cruise, and you're cruising through Indonesia, Malaysia and Thailand with your overnights in Penang and in Phuket as well. You'll end the cruise in Singapore for your flight back to the UK, which is wonderful. You are going to love this. The value, by the way, of your drinks and Wi-Fi package alone, and it's well worth telling you this, is over $1,300 per person, which is great. And the whole holiday, you're probably thinking, 8-9 grand each? No. No. So this is, the best part of a week's holiday in Bali, with the hotel covered and the flights. And then your fabulous 5-star cruise, which has the extra sweetener, if you like, of classic drinks package and Wi-Fi connected right the way through the cruise. And of course, the cruise ends in Singapore, so we include the flight back from Singapore back to the UK. Deposits today on this as well, just £199 each. That might make that a little easier a decision to make today. It's amazing, isn't it? Let's have a look at your upgrades on screen as well. You might well want to add a stay in Singapore. If you've never been to Singapore before, if you regularly watch the channel, you've heard us talk about Singapore umpteen times and the things that you can do there. So if you do want to add a stay in Singapore, do it with your booking with us. We'll protect every penny of your whole package. Remember, we're ABTA bonded and we're ATOL protected. And that basically means that you are absolutely taken care of in terms of the entirety of the package you book with us. Look at that, just £99 more to go Ocean View as well. It's a good deal this, actually, isn't it? And it's a 5-star cruise. So very, very smart, the best of everything, a really lovely feeling ship as well. They are stunning, and they've spent so many hundreds of millions of dollars keeping them up to date to the boutique levels of today as well. So listen, if you are interested in that, remember, low deposit of just £199 each. Give us a call. Any questions you've got, any changes you want to make to that, just call us on 0800 953 4700. How are you? Good. I'm glad to hear it. I hope everything's going well for you, and I hope you're here because you want to book another holiday, or you want to just talk about sunny days somewhere else. How about Greece and Turkey? Everyone's talking about it at the moment, aren't they? Everyone seems to be taking holidays is the word I wanted, to this part of the world. So we're going to do Greece and Turkey in luxury with celebrity, and have a stay in Athens as well over 12 nights. Now this is rather sooner, goes on the 26th of April, and we fly out to Athens first for a 2-night stay in a hotel there. Again, wonderful place to be, nice to spend some time there. We've put 2 nights in Athens into the package, but again, if you wanted a week in Athens, for instance, then we can always up it to more nights without a problem whatsoever. Lovely city to be in, of course, steeped in history. Nice to go and see the things that everyone talks about, you know, when it comes to Athens, the Parthenon, the Acropolis, you know, all of those, you know, history sites. But I long to just walk around the city. What's the shopping like in Athens? Well, you'll have time to find out before you cruise. And we're cruising Celebrity Infinity this time. Again, with Celebrity, I think there is kind of a deliberate nature in the name Celebrity as well, because I think when you are on board, you do feel very special, you know, because everything is on the same par as well. You know, when you're in your stateroom, it's wonderful. You feel good about being there. Everything you need is there. You know, even little touches make the big differences. When you're in the bathrooms and you realise that there's ample space and there's lovely amenities there for you, and it feels a cut above. Very, very nice. And then the way you're served while you're on board in these fabulous restaurants, the fact that they've got some of the best wine selections at sea as well. Remember, wine is on the menu for you as well, because you've got a classic drinks package which includes wines by the glass as well. You've also got Wi-Fi when you're on board. They have a great Celebrity app which you can use to plan your day, to see what's happening. You know, it just helps things out as well, doesn't it? It's quite nice to have, isn't it? Rather than paying for a Wi-Fi package, it's included in your offer. And that's quite a nice thing. Great entertainment of an evening as well. Like production shows like you really would not expect either. So 10 nights of cruising then out of the port for Athens into Volos first. Mount Pelion here is amazing, very distinctive buildings here and wonderful views. You've got the Pelion Railway as well to take, which is a vintage railway, which might be quite fun too. Next we go into Kuşadası, which is in Turkey. It's the port for Ephesus, of course. Ephesus is a very, very famous historic ruins, should I say, and they're discovering more and more all the time as well, which is quite fascinating. A day at sea and we're in Istanbul. We're here for an overnight, so 2 days, and you get to do it by the evening as well, which is lovely. You've got the Roman Hippodrome there, you've got the Egyptian obelisks, the Blue Mosque, the Grand Bazaar, the Sistine Basilica, and really so many different choices while you're in Istanbul, and lots of people want to be there. Back to the Greek islands next to Rhodes, where again you've got another Acropolis there. This one, the Acropolis of Lindos, and again more other historic sites, but lots of wonderful wildlife tours you can take in these ports as well. From Rhodes we go to Santorini. Santorini is one of the most visited places in the whole of the Greek Isles because of its sheer beauty. It's wonderful. It'll be a real nice sort of wandering day just taking pictures there. The same of Mykonos, I could say as well, actually. Lots of people just go to see the sights and to take wonderful pictures of the lovely whitewashed buildings against the backdrop of the incredible blue skies out in the Greek Isles as well. And then we will port back into Piraeus, which is the port for Athens, and fly back to the UK. It's a lovely holiday. You'll notice that there's a lot of these Greek and Turkey itineraries on the menu for you across all of the cruise lines right now. It is massively, massively popular. I mean, hugely popular to take a cruise like this. And the bonus of having the stay in Athens on this as well, is just superb. So if you like the idea of this, it's a cracking package with so much to enjoy. So let's talk to you about what's included in your package. So it's your flights to and from Athens on this one. You've got 2 nights there in a hotel, and then you've got 10 nights of cruising on Celebrity Infinity in the Greek Isles and Turkey, with your overnight in Istanbul as well, which is really important. The cruise includes your classic drinks package and Wi-Fi, and that itself has a value of over $1,000 each, which is great. So, price tag for the whole thing. This surprised me. This surprised me. Bear in mind that next year, very, very soon, I'll be clocking up 15 years on your TV screens talking about cruise. So I've had in my mind the kind of price profiles we've been talking about for different holiday packages over the years. And given the price of like everything here in the UK is just going up and up and up and up and up, price of this, given that it's a 5-star offering, which is all inclusive while you're on board, I just think is tremendous, because we're talking about no lesser a product, but we are talking about a really competitive price tag. Here are upgrade prices then for the cruise on Infinity, which is 10 of those 12 nights, remember. So again, look on this one, it's just £99 more to go Ocean View. Wow, we did that one on the first one as well, didn't we? Just £99 more to go Ocean View. And listen, whether you do or you don't, I'm not leading you into it because I'm making anything out of it. I'm not at all. I promise you, I am not on 1 penny's worth of commission for pushing you up to higher upgrades. But when it's just £99 more to go Ocean View, I think that needs your attention. So there you go. Anyway, so call us now if you want to get that one booked. It's 0800 953 4700. And listen, if you are sitting there and you love watching the channel, and you've watched us for months, maybe years now, especially on a Sunday, everyone watches on a Sunday, but you've not been on your first cruise yet. Well, listen, don't take my word for it that it's wonderful. Yes, I've done it many, many times before, but you might think, well, yeah, that's your job to sit there and promote it. But I love it, let me tell you. But it's not just me. Listen to this.
What is not to love about cruising? It's waking up every day with a brand new adventure at different ports. People say, you do it every year, and I say yes. And it's not what you think. You must try one. You know, it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And they think it's very, very expensive when it's not. When you break it down, you'll get an absolute bargain for your food, your drink, and the luxury of being on this boat.
When you're on a cruise, you're away from everything. You're away from all the problems, as long as you leave your phone at home and you know, all that stuff. You're away from people, you're away from cooking. No cooking, no takeaways, nothing like that. You can ring up and get something brought to your room quite easily, no problem.
Do it while you've got whoever your significant other is in your life. Because one day they might not be there, but then you will have the knowledge of knowing you can carry on cruising and carry on enjoying and having a good time.
And that should be your happy face appearing on my TV channel as well, talking about how good cruising is, because you know what, everyone that does it, and I think actually for a lot of people it doesn't really occur to them how much they like cruising until someone like me puts a microphone in front of them and says, what do you like about cruising? And then they will give me a whole raft of things that hadn't naturally even occurred to them, which is amazing. And I love that. I love learning from you all of the time. Do you fancy going to Australia then? I think so many people do want to, don't they? Well, we get to cruise the Great Barrier Reef and so much more in our 18-night package for next October now. It goes on the 15th of October, actually. We fly you first out to Sydney in Australia for a 4-night hotel stay there. I long to be in Sydney. I have to tell you, I keep saying it as much as I can, and hopefully somebody will listen one day. We actually make TV shows for one of our company's brands in Australia. So all of their offers, a lot of their no-fly offers, of course, go out of Sydney. So I get to talk about Sydney all the time. I need to go and see it. I need to go and see it. It just looks amazing. There's this vintage theme park called Luna Park, which is in Sydney as well, and I just long to go there. Yes, I want to see the Opera House. Yes, I want to see the Harbour Bridge. But when you cruise out of Sydney, you actually cruise under the Harbour Bridge anyway, so you can do that then. There's just so much to know and to see in Sydney, so you do need that time to be there, and that is why we've booked you into a hotel 4 nights before you cruise. And you're cruising on Celebrity Edge, and you know, while I whine about not having ever been to Sydney, Celebrity Edge I have been on, so stop moaning. Lucky boy I am, because Celebrity Edge is beautiful. She really is stunning. Even if you have sailed, you know, with the other classes of celebrity ships, you have to get on one of the Edge class ships. You know, Apex is around at the moment. And Celebrity Edge, of course, was the first, and a real game changer as well. I mean, the cost of these ships was astronomical to actually get them on the ship, because they employed some of the biggest names in world design to reimagine what luxury is for today as well, and they got it so spot on. Dame Kelly Hoppen was involved in designing some of the interiors on board the Edge class as well. And you know what, I mean, I don't know anything about Dame Kelly Hoppen, to be honest with you, but I imagine that her background isn't seafaring and it isn't cruises, for instance. So when she was brought on board by Celebrity, I imagine that she was given carte blanche to have as many ideas as she wanted to. And you can really see her influence all over the interiors of these ships. And it really works. It means that everything's very, very calm and muted and flows really beautifully, even to the extent that when you're in Eden, which is one of the wonderful big lounge and bar areas, we'll see it. When you're moving up to the next level, you're doing it on a wonderful curved slope, looking at the outside and the sea through all the windows on one side, and then travelling gently up through the venue on the other. It's the same on the walking track by the outdoor pool as well. To go up to the next level, it's just like a lovely gentle slope. The rooftop garden there is incredible, because it's kind of mixing the old and the new, because there's real planting in there, and then you've got these very, very clever, you know, sort of made trees as well. It just makes for the most incredible atmosphere. It just gives you a very different feel of a luxury resort, but very, very easy. There's Eden that I was talking about there, which is really does such a calm and serene space. It's just beautiful. The theatre itself as well is very, very immersive, and you know, they're using the very, very latest theatre technology to really bring the whole thing to life. And they do fun things as well, of course, parties and silent discos and things like that. It's brilliant. And the nightclub is very, very lively as well, let me tell you. So 11 nights of cruising we will be. Remember, we're in Australia already. We just had 4 nights in a hotel in Sydney, cruising out under the Harbour Bridge. First couple of days at sea, and then we will be scenic cruising past this little beauty here. This is Willis Island. It just has a little weather station on it. You don't get off the ship on this one, but you can see all the wildlife there. The black-footed boobies have big colonies there on this island. And then our first port, so to speak, is Port Douglas, which is brilliant. Gateway to the Whitsunday Islands, which are absolutely beautiful. And the Corunda Scenic Railway, which is really, really lovely. It's like a vintage railway that's well worth seeing. Beautiful. Then we cruise on to Cairns. Now, Cairns and our next port are real gateway ports into the Great Barrier Reef. This will take you into Daintree rainforest territory as well, which is lovely. Take a tour to somewhere like that, just to see a whole new perspective on Australia as well, I think. Airlie Beach, that is undoubtedly, that's where you'll either tour by plane or a glass bottom boat, or you'll go snorkeling or touring to the Great Barrier Reef. It's what everyone comes to this part of Australia down the Queensland coast for. Next, we go into Brisbane. Brisbane's a lovely city as well. It has a really nice kind of South Bank parklands you can see there in the second picture there, which is very, very modern, but you know, right by the coastline as well. Beautiful city, and you've got a koala sanctuary there as well. What's not to love about that? And then we arrive back into Sydney, and that's where we'll then fly you back to the UK. What a lovely holiday this is. You've never been to Australia before because you've been I don't know, you've either been scared off by price tags when you've been looking for a general holiday, you've started doing one of those flight and hotel searches for anywhere in Australia, and you look at the price tags and you think, how much? Well, I can't spend all that time travelling to Australia and only stay there for a day because that's all I can afford to do and then fly back. What's the point? This gives you some real time in Australia and a real variety of different places as well. So if you do fancy escaping off to Oz next October, a deposit for this package of £199 today will get it booked for you. And it's 18 nights all told. That's the flight to Sydney, 4-night hotel stay there included, and then your 11-night Celebrity Edge Queensland cruise to the Barrier Reef with classic drinks package and Wi-Fi included. The value of those two alone is nearly $1,200 per person, and that's part of your package, which is brilliant. And then, of course, we'll fly you back from Sydney. How much are you thinking? No, it's nowhere near that. Look. $3,799. I mean, you've packed so much into that. $3,799. Remember, it's a heck of a journey to get to Australia. You know, it takes you longer than a day to get to Australia, doesn't it? So when you get there, you want as much Australian holiday as you can possibly get your hands on. We've got your 4 nights in Sydney, and then you've got your fabulous 11-night cruise going up the Queensland coast there. So seeing a variety of different places as well as just Sydney. That's the way to do Australia, isn't it? And you'll be back again for more, I'm absolutely sure. Here's the upgrades for the cruise. You've already got your classic drinks and Wi-Fi included. So in some ways you've already upgraded really, haven't you, on this package? But if you do want to go to Ocean View and indeed to balcony, your prices are there for you. Oh, hello. For the 3rd time this show, £99 more only to go Ocean View. Is that right? Just double check, Mr. P, will you? Just £99 more to go Ocean View. Yeah, it's right, confirmed, yeah. Yeah, our product team have just double checked to make sure that's the right price. Submitted and locked in, I'm hearing. That's amazing. Yeah, very good. I would grab that both hands. That is superb. And again, that is testament to that wonderful, you know, it really is hand in glove relationship that we have with Celebrity as well. And I alluded to it before, but our parent company is worldwide as well. We have brands all over the world. We actually have 2 base brands in Australia. We have a Cruise1st in Australia as well. So we've got teams at either end who are working on negotiating the deals. And of course, when it comes to the cruise line, we are booking not just on behalf of you here in the UK, but in Oz, across Europe. You know, we are worldwide, which is great because that gives us a bigger buying power. And that ultimately means you pay better prices. It's as simple as that. You know, you and I, if we go and buy one TV in a shop, it's going to cost us this much. But if I'm buying 1,000 TVs, then suddenly I've got a discount on my hands and I can share that and pass it on, which is great. Anyway, that's what we do. And that's why I have the easiest of the jobs here at Cruise1st, because I get here to deliver you the good news on screen. Listen, any questions, any queries, anything you want to talk to us about, remember, cruising, 0800 953 4700 is our free phone number. We're open 7 days a week. We've got an amazing team. You're not calling a far distant call centre. You're calling our team here in the UK who specialise in cruise. So we really do have the knowledge. We've got the power. Thank you so much for your company. As always, I will see you back here, I'm sure, in just a couple of minutes for more fabulous cruise ideas.